Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Law and Beyond, a series by Law Gazette where you get to know about some of the top lawyers across country. Today we have with us Miss Anjali Jain. She's partner at Arnas. Miss Anjali completed her graduation from LSR Delhi, then she went on to pursue law from Faculty of Law University of Delhi. She also completed her post-graduation and done LLM from National Law University, New Delhi. Hello ma'am, we welcome you.
Honestly, I can consider it as a journey from one end of the world to another. So, LSR, I would always consider LSR to be my alma mater because LSR always stands out in my profile. The moment I entered the Delhi University, I could actually see the sea difference. Even though NLU Delhi is not less, but still LSR, I take pride in considering myself as Kudi LSRD. And if I talk about the change, I've already, mentioned that I'm not much of a people's person. I always believe in the two being company and more being crowd. So I try dealing with the people. So, and as far as my personal dealing with the people is concerned, I feel that, life, there can be no better teacher than life itself. So life teaches you tactics of dealing with people. So this is what I have learned till date.
Ma'am, how did you choose law from doing graduation from LSR, then pursuing law? So how did you choose law as a career?
What prompted me to pursue? So options that were available to me was like masters in commerce itself. So law at that time, it seemed to be very alluring option to me because of the sense, it is going to open much avenues to me in terms of judiciary, litigation, practice and everything. So that is how I ended up doing law itself.
So ma'am, after LSR, you went on to Faculty of Law. So how was your life at law school there? And what all moment did you cherish till date, and you still laugh remembering about it, your friends and anything?
So my journey in law school, I would honestly saying that it was very casual. I was very into academics. I was very finicky about my studies and my attendance and everything. So at the first sight of liberation itself, I'm not a bride basically, though I say it in a whisper now. But at the very sight of liberation, I would rush to my home back in Punjab only. So, and as far as moments, there are a lot of moments, which are to be cherished forever in life. But still, if I have to recall one right now, I would definitely like to recall about the one wherein, my first semester results were just out. And I was not at all interested in, having a look at my results because I was just willing away my time. I was thinking in my mind, okay, I must have passed in some manner or the other. Okay, it was okay with me. So one of my friends, he just came to me and he said, then you have to all university. It was quite shocking for me that I topped the whole university.
So ma'am, what all challenges that did you face after pursuing law from law? So what all challenges and did you face going to pursuing judiciary or going for a corporate job? So how did you deal with that?
Very firstly, I'm not doing a job here, and this is what I don't think I've faced much challenges in my life. I think people get what they deserve. So I have got it, what I think I actually deserved. And as far as dealing with the challenges is concerned, I think that is the same answer. You have to keep facing challenges. You have to keep yourself motivated. Everybody has to face some challenges in life. So you just have to have a good approach in life to face the challenges, and that's how I think life gives you good results.
Yeah. So ma'am, I was going through your profile. So you completed your law in 2015, and then you took a year's break and then did pursued LLM. So was there anything did you see was the time gap of 1 year? So were you confused of doing LLM or what made you stay for a?
Not really. It was the time when I was, I think, preparing myself for I was making up my mind as to whether I should go for further studies or should I go for like enter into the job arena itself?
Okay.
So it was the time when I was preparing my mind. At the same time, like I was completely grasping myself into the judiciary thing and the studies and all,
Yes.
like so that I can have a good hold over law. This
Yeah.
is what is going to help me out. So ultimately, just work. So I think that was the best time that I invested myself in.
Oh, great, ma'am. Ma'am, like you have achieved, like you completed your law LLM in 2018, and you have like achieved so much within a very little span. So, how was your working experience as a profession so far, and how do you feel like doing so well at this young age in this profession?
I actually take pride in it, honestly. Otherwise, I think my experience has been very enriching so far that I think, and every day I get to see new skills, new approaches, new avenues. Every day that I feel that I've just begun. There's so much to learn, and this is what like it inspires me each and every day that I should invest more and more time in it. So I like challenges in life, and I think law is the best field wherein you get challenged each and every day, like
Yeah.
real life challenge.
Ma'am, like when we look at lawyers generally, so like the first thing that comes to my mind or any other person's mind is like he must be arrogant, there must be aggression, he must be outspoken. But when it comes to you, ma'am, we find you very calm, very composed and subtle. So how did you manage and maintain this in this profession?
Honestly, this is my basic nature only. I'm not really vocal or expressive about my opinions. So, and I have always thought, that like only the vocal person is apt for this field or profession.
Yeah.
But since I have come so far in this profession, I feel even a person like me who is so calm and composed, even he can do good. So I'm pretty happy with my performance.
So every like when we look at lawyers and advocates, so like when young lawyers, so every lawyer commits some mistakes in his early, like when he joins the law field. So any mistake that you committed and like you don't want other generation or the newer generation to do the same mistake.
First of all, though, I'm a part of this generation only, new generation only. But still, if you want if you want some tip to be given to the new generation, then definitely I would like to, like juniors come to join us.
Yeah.
I don't find that, like the enthusiasm to learn or the, the zeal to move ahead in life. They should take law as a profession. They should spend time in it. They should not take it as a job. So they should invest themselves for like sharpening their skills, gaining more and more knowledge,
Yes.
focusing for bright future. So I think all these things are missing in the young generation, and they should focus on it. Like they should not look for the short term goals. They should have a like long term vision and a good approach. Definitely a good approach is what is going to take you to heights.
Yes, ma'am. Today, like every student just want to do internships and nothing else. Like
Right. This really irritates me sometimes. Like most of the people, they are like this only. Most of the young generation, they have this mindset only that they want to have a like fast paced growth in a very short span of time, and they should know that there are no shortcuts to success.
So, ma'am, like when we look at newer generations, so one thing like every law student faces difficulty in like selecting the field of law that they want to pursue in like future. So, like it's one of the very tedious and very uh, very hard task to like choose the profession that you want to pursue in future. So how did you like choose IBC as a career to pursue law, and like what like tips would you give to like newer generations about how to go about choosing like any career as a law or any field as a career in law?
See, I think you should always choose a profession which is, like suited to your basic nature. See, personally, I am very experimental and creative in nature, like in my genetic nature itself. So, the moment, IBC, it was enforced in 2016, right? So, at that moment, I found it to be very fascinating because of the fact that it was very, innovative and resourceful in all its processes and schemes. It was quite new, so it attracted me a lot. It looked very lucrative to me, and every day, I can see that new notifications, new regulations, new circulars are coming up. So, it challenges me each and every day to do something new, to learn something new. So this is, like, this is how I think IBC is creating synergy with me. So this is how I think I like, I am in insolvency, I'm building my forte. So this is how life is taking me there. So you should have a profession which is going to suit you, your interest, your personal interest, your nature. So this is how I think you're going to excel.
But like you completed your graduation like law degree in 2015 only, and like the IBC came in 2016, like after your graduation. So like uh, didn't you like feel in your law college that you were pursuing something else or any other field, and then you shifted towards IBC after its like commencement in 2016?
Honestly, IBC came out in 2016, but
Yeah,
I did my law in 2017.
yeah,
Then also I did my master's specialization in constitution and criminal law. I
yeah.
did not opt for IBC because I was not really aware of it, and I did not have any interest in business laws, honestly. It was only, like after I come into practice, I decided to go into IBC. I found it very, like innovative because of very experimental only. So that is how I decided to go into this field. So hardly matters. I never regret that, that I did my LLM in this field. I could have started earlier because
Yes,
I think it's never too late to start.
yes, ma'am. You being such a young at such a young age, so how do you like balance being a partner at a law firm and like at home also you are a mother? So how do you balance your work life and personal life? And like what are the things that you do when you're not on work or you're off work after the office?
Um, I, I never believed this idea that work-life balance is a myth. So I always think that balance can be taken care of perfectly. So till date, I think so far so good is what I can say. So there have been like very tough times to manage for me. There have been gloomy days too, but still I think I have a very supportive family who encourages me to give 100% to my profession, and this is how, like, I think I manage well. I think I have that skill of managing, and though I do not get much time off work, but still, howsoever whatsoever time I get, I try to spend it with my family. I like to spend a fair time, quality time with my family. And otherwise, I love to meditate. I love to read books. I love to cook and dance. So there's so many things. Sometimes I even get confused as to what to choose. I have a limited time as to what to choose.
Yeah, so and then like after in lockdown, every person like gained any new what you say new passion or like looked into something new. So anything that you like during lockdown looked on something or you like discovered that you had this talent also that you didn't had discovered earlier?
I think during the lockdown, I was, busy with my work only. I was, devoting the same time with my work. I was working, like with same zeal. So I don't think I get much time in the lockdown too, because I'm much into the advisory practice, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't get much time. So lockdown did not affect me much. In fact, I had the new burden, new cases, new issues to be discussed and explored during this lockdown period. So I had to study more.
Oh, that's great, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
it was like really amazing to talk to you, ma'am. You're an amazing figure and like always very excited to talk to you. Thank you, ma'am, for connecting with us.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. It was nice to talk to you.
Thank you, ma'am.